Hey, welcome back to another edition of Limited Skills. I'm James.
And I'm Brandon.
Give us a smile, Brandon. So what's up? Are you all right? Are you feeling okay?
I'm great. Had an impromptu dentist visit. I feel like this is at least the second time we've opened a video explaining my dental works.
It is.
But everything's fine. I just got numbed up randomly. I feel great.
All right, well, hopefully you're numb enough to watch this draft.
Was it hurt that much?
It's painful. All right, let's get started. This is Masters 25 still. And
I don't even remember the first 24 Masters.
I don't know where to go with that.
That's not funny.
There we go. The camera. Oh God, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Time traveling.
Anyway, this is what you're doing.
This was okay. I already have a Doomsday. I know it's not valuable. I wanted to take it because I thought the art was cool.
All right.
So like that reason alone, I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna probably open another Doomsday from this set. So
it's a good thing that first pack was real rough and nobody could see what was going on because this is your real first pick. What do you take here? Oh, Darian?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was really surprised. I never got to ask the person to my right what they took over that because unless they got a foil rare that was valuable, I can't imagine a common or uncommon that I would pick over that.
Sure. Well, the foil was missing, so it would have had to have been.
Yeah, I guess foil, even some foil uncommons could be $10, but Darian is sweet. I knew that beforehand, and he did come in handy through the night.
Okay.
I think I only drew him twice, but both times I played him, it was a reversal.
Sure. I really like Strionic Resonator, but I don't think I've ever actually used it.
It's neat and it can do unique things, but you don't want to play it limitedly. Just don't.
So what do you take here? There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yikes. Okay. I hope I don't pick this immediately. Okay. So Congregate's not a good early pick, but my immediate thing was they'll hit me for 10 with Darian out, and then I'll gain 20 life because I'll get a bunch of soldiers. And that's like a really specific, perfect what-if situation. But before we get any further in this draft, let me tell you, that happened, and it was so satisfying. I went from 4 life to 24 life against a mono-red burn deck, and it was my dream come true.
Okay, so White Mane Lion does interesting things.
I get super excited about White Mane Lion. Okay. I messed up. This was another sort of obvious synergy that I didn't think about until I'd already passed them. But I think in these next couple packs, it might have been immediately. The soldier, geez. We'll wait till we see it, then I can say its name.
All right.
But I like White Mane Lion. I'll pick it maybe higher than most people anyway.
Sure. Pillage, probably. No, Pillage destroys artifacts. That's not
Artifact or land.
Okay.
Which could be more relevant in the set than some others.
Ugh.
That curiosity taunting me.
It was either Thresher Lizard or War Drum, which I thought would be interesting because it gives all your dudes menace.
Yeah, I like to make sure I have a lot of creatures first before I would draft that.
Okay.
I wish I would have had a Trumpet Blast at the end of this draft. I think I had a few opportunities to pick one up, and I just did not at all.
So Crows and Tusker's decent as a big dumb thing.
So you might notice it's the only green card left in this pack, so that probably means people are digging at the green before the blue and the red here.
Right.
So chance of following up with green being a good secondary color is going to be a lot harder.
Makes sense.
Not impossible, and Crows and Tusker is good. I'm not sure if Frenzied Goblin was the best red thing there, but
I want
like
to talk about this pick.
Okay, talk to me.
Zada, Hedron Grinder, is real great if you make a lot of weenies. And Darian makes a lot of weenies, and it looks like you're starting to draft into that weenie strategy. Now, I know there aren't a lot of combat tricks flying around.
Uncaged Fury would be pretty good on it, though.
Yeah, it would. and instead you take something else, and so I was curious about your thought process.
Okay. I typically play less combat tricks than most people. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that would maybe influence me to take combat tricks in positions where I wouldn't normally.
Okay.
This thing's always generically good on the 2 or the 6 or anything in between. It'll do whatever you want. This can also be good for mana fixing, even if I don't know exactly what colors I'm playing. Right. Zada's fine, but there are a lot of times you'll draft him. I've seen people draft him even when he was a rare early.
Zada's a lady goblin.
Her?
Yes.
And it would just be 4 for a 3/3 because they wouldn't have anything that interacted with it.
Sure.
And it's easy to forget that.
All right, that makes sense.
It's fine. I think it's good it's an uncommon in this set.
Oh, is it an uncommon?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was a disappointing rare in whatever set it came out in.
Guys to the Moors is probably still just the right pick there, but yeah, this was another opportunity. I could have taken that Trumpet Blast, and that could have come in handy for me. I ended up with a pretty high creature count. I think I ran about 17.
Sure. Well, with Congregate, that makes sense. You want lots of dudes.
Yeah, I didn't main deck the Congregate, but I sideboarded it as well as this Renewed Faith.
Sure.
Against that mono red deck, and it was so satisfying. He aggroed me down. We both thought I was dead in that game, and then I gained 6 life and then gained 14 life.
Oh, that's hateful. Did you win that game?
I did.
All right. Because sometimes your stories, like, they build up, you just lose.
And then, oops.
All right, so Mog Flunkies or Primal Clay. Quicksand is good, too.
Yeah. I don't like Primal Clay. I see people play it, and it seems to be fine for them.
Sure.
But I will not prioritize that. Mog Flunkies would be the right pick if I were going more aggressive. I think I take it just because it's early enough that who knows what's going to happen.
All right.
I probably had an opportunity, and that came back around. I had an opportunity to draft a more aggressive version of my deck, but I was pretty happy with going this sort of mid-range towards the aggressive end.
Okay.
I was happy with those last few picks also.
Yeah, they all seem reasonable. I don't know what I'm doing.
I got that red Elemental Blast, right?
Yeah.
Because that came in handy sideboarding a couple times also. I did way more sideboarding this entire night. Like all 3 of my matches, I sideboarded at least 5 cards. Like different cards in and out every time.
Interesting.
And sometimes I'm bad at sideboarding, but I felt like, oh, this makes sense and this is obviously what I do.
All right, why'd you take Master of the Wild Hunt?
It's just crazy good.
Right.
I already have them. It's not even valuable either. It's good enough that you could just add green into your deck. But it's 2, so I take it just in case.
Okay. So now you have the option to splash a few green cards if you want.
Yeah.
Is basically your thought.
Loyal Sentry. That's the card that I passed up, forgetting that it synergizes really well with the Lions. Because you can block, the trigger goes on the stack, then you can bounce your Loyal Sentry to your hand, and it'll still kill the thing that it blocked.
Oh, interesting.
And then you've got it to block the next thing.
Yeah.
So I think I ended up with 2 of the Lions and 0 of the Loyal Sentries when I could have had 2 of them if I just thought about it.
I like Noble Templar a lot. I think I talked about that in the last video. I don't know that makes him good, but I like him.
No, it's good. Well, all those land cyclers are all of them are good. Like Noble Templar might be the worst of them, and it's still really good.
Elvish Aberration.
Oh, and at this point, because I just took that.
Okay.
That guy. I'm thinking. Yeah, I want to play that green and play that, but what I should have taken there was probably the Loyal Sentry. I seemed discouraged there, but...
Yeah, you looked like, oh man, these are all good cards, and none of them are for my deck. Well, I guess the White Man Lion.
Oh, I think because I had such a decent creature count, and Darien also, I was a little sad that I wasn't playing black for that Fallen Angel.
Oh, sure.
It's an okay card, but I've seen it do a lot of work lately in this set. It seems like one of the most game-ending uncommons.
Sure, because you just kill all the dudes that don't matter, and then you swing in with a huge angel.
Yeah, big flying thing.
Jackal Pop. Oh, Rancor's real good. God's Willing, I guess, is interesting.
God's Willing's a combat trick I do like. At this point, I see staying, and I almost think about going 3 colors. He's not like a reason to add a color, but
Isn't staying green-black?
He's red-green.
Oh, is he red-green?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I take that as kind of a closer because I'm thinking, ideally, I'm thinking I have a sort of aggressive. This is another pick that really makes me wish I got a Trumpet Blast.
Oh yeah. Make all the dudes. I think Ratcatcher's cool. I like Ratcatcher a lot.
I agree. People kind of like it's a really disappointing rare to open as far as value. For sure.
Oh,
maybe the worst.
So people like to buy packs of Masters 25 because they like to spin the wheel of value. And a guy came up on Friday and bought his packs, opened them up, and then walked over to me with a pile of rares. And he's like, James, can you price these out for me? And one of them was Abyssal Persecutor. and I pointed it and say, that card is worth nothing. And he looked so sad. And then I looked it up for him anyway and told him, yeah, that card's worth 36 cents. And he looked crushed because he spent $10 for a 36-cent rare.
So I get a Pyroclasm there.
Yeah. Pyroclasm's weird in your deck.
Can't remember if that was the first or second one. Yeah, it kills almost everything in my deck. I think I had 2 or 3 creatures that would survive it. And that doesn't mean it's not playable, but I ended up not main decking it.
Okay.
Yeah, I ended up with 2 copies, and I sided them in for 2 of my matches, but I did not want to play it main deck.
Active Heroism's a real good combat trick.
Yeah, if I had Zada, I probably would have taken it.
Sure. Oh, yeah, untap your whole team.
The Psy ended up being pretty decent, just because it lets you kind of be ahead of curve a little on creature size.
All right.
But I ended up with one of those double strike 2-drop guys also, and that curves out really well with that.
Yeah, it does.
So I had a couple games where I played the Psy on turn 1, the double strike guy turn 2, and then they felt like I was oppressing them, because I was. All right, there's my second Pyroclasm.
Oh, Anthony's passing to you, isn't he?
Yes.
At this point, I was going back and forth between you and Anthony.
So Anthony, my roommate, we always switched our first pack. So we were like, this is going to change the entire draft because a different person opens this rare, and then we talk about, what stupid card we gave each other. I already forgot. Oh, he gave me Doomsday, right? And I gave him some garbage he didn't care about and just passed away. Pack 3. I don't remember what he gave me. We'll get back to that. Maybe it was exciting, but not as exciting as the foil Jace that he did not pass to me.
Yeah. Oh, that was right. That was Pack 2. Pack 2, you opened foil Jace for Schadenport.
No, because Pack 2 was to the right. This one. It was Pack 3 because he took the foil Jace and passed the Schadenport the other direction, not to his best friend Brandon.
Oh, he had thoughts about his best friend Brandon bailing on his birthday, incidentally.
Look, we've had some birthday issues several times. Most of the time, they're his fault.
This deck looks fine so far, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird, because I'm not really excited about it. I feel like I've got a lot of really vanilla creatures and vanilla
abilities. If this was like a core set draft.
It would be like the most powerful deck in like an average set. Which, when I was thinking that in the middle of the draft, I thought this is not going to be good enough for this set. Overall, I was really happy with this deck.
I watched Anthony take a Kong Ming instead of passing it to you, and that would have been good for your deck, too.
It would have been good in my deck. He ended up with 2 of them. I don't think he played either of them because his creature count was too low.
So it was fun watching him take white cards.
And just ruining my life.
And then watching you take whatever bad stuff was left.
Just worse white cards.
Yep.
Corona Zealot blew people out 3 times in the night.
Sure.
It's hard to play around. I mean, you can try and guess what stupid morph creature they have, but if that's the one they have, anyway, I usually would 2 for 0 somebody, because I would kill the creature it blocked, kill a different creature, preventing the damage, and then still have a 2/5 on the board.
That seems
so
strong.
Highly recommended if you're in white.
Just take the random.
Oh yeah, I love filter lands, and I don't have many of them. This is probably my first Twilight Mire. So.
Oh really?
Here I'm showing you what I should have picked. The Hordling Outburst would have been best for my deck.
Or maybe the Noble Templar?
Yeah, considerable. Thinking about the end product, definitely the Hordling Outburst.
Sure. Is that Urbis Protector? I can't see.
Yes, it is. Which I think is what I take here, which ended up being very good.
With those lions.
Yeah, which I got to do a couple times. Made people sad, just armies of angels out of 1 card. Well, and cats.
I mean, that's sort of an expensive way to make a 4/4 angel, but because it's 2 mana for the Flash Lion and then 6 mana to cast him, and so you need 8 mana if you're going to do it on 1 turn.
Yeah.
But I didn't think you had a ton of targets for the Savannah Lion.
It's just good to save something. I mean, when they spend removal on your creature, just save its life.
All right.
And then you've got a 2/2 at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
I did end up with a pretty heavy cat theme because I ended up with more Savannah Lions than I expected.
3, I think.
Yeah, which I wasn't really expecting it would be like a curve out aggressive deck, but then I just had a lot of hands where I would play 1-drop. One time I played Savannah Lions, and then turn 2 I played the Psy and a second Savannah Lions, and
cool.
then I was hitting them already and had 5 power on the board.
Yeah, that's gross. Little lions. Doesn't look like Black's being very heavily played.
Yeah, there are a lot of good late black things. I also feel like there's a lot of good green stuff. I felt that way in all the... Well, first pack, it seemed like it dried up.
Yeah, it did.
But then I feel like it dried up everywhere. But Timberpack Wolf, that Wildheart Invoker, and Regrowth are all awesome green picks.
Absolutely.
Oh, my excitement about Pyrehound. I only have a handful of instants and sorceries, but it would survive the Pyroclasm if I ended up playing them. It's literally 4 for a 2/3, and I get excited. Then I think Griffin Protector, same thing, except that one's flying and has synergy with other things in my deck also.
Right.
Like creatures.
And it could, in theory, win the game on its own.
And it did.
I thought Auramancer would be a good thing to flicker, and then I thought, oh, you don't have any enchantments.
Irish Shaman's really cool. I didn't realize it was an uncommon in this set. I think it deserved its rare slot in the past, so it's just cool to be able to see that more now. It's very good. Everybody sort of remembers the weird part of its ability where you get a free spell. Everybody forgets it has Menace. So it's a lot better than everybody gives it credit for as far as a combat
you look
creature.
frustrated in this pack.
Oh, well... I forgot about Path of Peace as a card, and I started reading it and got excited because I don't have any good removal in my entire deck.
And then you got the second clause.
Yeah, I realized like that's a really bad drawback for my deck because my plan is to sort of be aggressive and tempo them out, and then even finishing them with I forget what it is, that 7 damage burn spell to their face for 7 mana.
Yeah.
And it seemed very counter to that. So I didn't main deck it, but I sideboarded it in against a couple of.
What do you think about
matches.
Browbeat?
Oh, I played it.
Did you?
I did. It was fine. I don't think I necessarily had the deck for it. My round 3 opponent, that mono red burn deck, it definitely wanted Browbeat.
Okay.
I could have gone either way on it. I think I had it in for about half of my games.
I do think it's good in an aggressive deck though, because you want, by the time they're at a low enough life where 5 life matters, you want the 2 cards. And if you cast it early, you're fine with them taking 5 damage.
Yeah, my thought was if I played Browbeat and I play that 7 mana burn spell to deal 7 damage, I only have to deal 8 damage to them with creatures, which was the case a couple of times.
That's cool.
And it's not like I had a ton of burn. I wasn't trying to like throw my spells at their face, but I had enough that they had to be on edge whenever their life started getting low.
All right, going through the final product, how did you feel looking at this pile of stuff?
I didn't feel great about it here, but then after my matches, all 3 of my matches were very interesting, good games. I went 2-1. I beat Mono Red. I don't remember the other deck I beat. I lost to, like, I think it was like a Sultai just stuff, where I pretty much blew him out. I played Corona Zealot, killed 2 of his creatures. I played a Pyroclasm, killed 3 of his creatures. And then I played Red Elemental Blast to counter his Murder of Crows, which we were like, man, that was the one thing that could have saved you. And then he morphed the 6/7 Woolly Tusker, whatever, in the middle of combat, killed a creature, and then I realized I didn't have a way to kill it. And I had even sighted in that hard removal and never drew it, but... yeah, I had him on the ropes in 6/7. I could not get around, but beyond that, my deck was very effective and efficient.
Awesome.
So yeah, red-white, like, sort of aggressive jank stuff. It was fine.
Okay, I think that's what we'll call the video. Red-white jank stuff. We might be able to squeeze one more Masters video out. Depends on how much product the store has left. So hopefully we'll see you next week.
I'll smile next time.
Nice.